welcome to Cards and Such by Bonnie. Today we are going to be making the wooden notepad holder. This is a plaque that I found at the dollar store. Works great for this. First thing you want to do is untie one of the ends in the back and then pull it all the way through. Set it aside. We don't want that getting in our way. Next, you want to take some glue, or if you prefer, you could use tape. For big things like this, I prefer to use glue. And we're just going to make sure the edges are glued really well. And then we're just going to kind of put a little bit there in the center. And then this is the paper I picked out for this design. The easiest way is to flip it over. Make sure you've got the pattern going the way you want it to. And you're just going to set it right in the corner. Line two of those edges up. Okay. Normally I would suggest you set it aside, let it dry for 15-20 minutes or so. But since we don't have that much time here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim. I've been using my X-Acto knife and my cutting board. I'm just going to trim those other two edges flush with the wood. It's simple. Alrighty. Next, you want to take some kind of a sharp object and you're going to poke it through the hole right there in the back. Both of the holes. And then you're going to want to flip it over. Throw this down really well. And you see where those two holes are, and just kind of open them up a bit. Roll the sharp point around in there. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if a couple of the edges stick up, because when you stick the string back through it, you're not going to be able to see that. Okay. Next we want to put on our beaded trim. This is also something else I got at the dollar store. I had a lot of luck at the dollar store this one day. Of course, I'm not having luck getting this off. Tape, you gotta love it. Maybe. Okay, well, we got it now. And what I like to use is ribbon adhesive. Works really good for this sort of stuff. And you're just going to lay a line of it down along the very bottom. This is where your holes are. This is the very bottom. Go right across. Press it down to make sure it's on there nice and firm. Trim. That side. Okay, and then pull it up, but make sure that the adhesive stays down. It does have, on times, a tendency to want to pull right back up. Then you take your beaded trim. Make sure you have the right side. My trim has some stitching along the back. And we're just going to lay it right on there. If you have a particular pattern on there and you want to make sure you get the edges cut correctly, lay down there correctly. Okay, so far this is what we have. This is our top with our holes and our bottom with our beaded. I went ahead and I cut out with my scissors the folders to save time. And what I'm going to do is I chose excuse me, green brads to go with these. These are the larger brads. I'm just going to line these up. And bend them right over. If anything goes over the edge, make sure you use wire cutters get that off, or turn it so that it doesn't show. Oops. Our last one. Alright. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my orange ink. Allergies that time of year, you know. And I'm going to stamp the word notes to go along with my notepad. And I'm not going to stamp them in any particular straight, because I like the messy look. And it's a lot easier that way. Yeah. One more. Ah. There. Now I have my notes. I'm going to put that away. Put that off to the side. Clean those up in just a moment. Now, you can either use tape, or you can use the glue, tape or glue. For this particular one, I'm going to go ahead and use tape, so you get to see a couple of different things in action. And I'm going to just glue this right to the bottom left side, like so. Then you could just slip little tiny pieces of paper inside of there as you need to. If you want to, on one of the others, I put colored staples on the corners, on the sides here, make it a little firmer. Next thing we want to do is to go ahead and put our sticky pad on. So I'm going to take that one. And it just goes, make sure you don't cover up the hole. You want to make sure we keep it just below the hole that our string's going to go back through. And now we're going to take our butterfly. I chose a butterfly for this one. On some of my other examples you'll see I've used different things. I'm going to glue him on. Just kind of right there in the corner. If you want, you could add something else down here, initials, family name, pretty much anything that, you know, you like. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our string, since my butterfly is not quite dry yet. See if I can do this. We're going to come up from the back, pull that tight. You should still have one knot in there because we only unknotted one end. And we're going to go back through the top. We're going to tie the knot back in there, pull it straight, and you have your notepad. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you want to see some other examples, get on the website at cardsandsuchbybonnie.com and check it all out. I look forward to speaking with you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.